I'm challenging President Obama, my son Donald, my son Eric. Let's go, ladies.
In the world of business, success rarely comes easy. Behind every billionaire lies a story filled with risks, failures, criticism, and relentless determination. One of the most controversial and fascinating success stories in modern history is the story of Donald Trump. But regardless of politics or opinions, one thing is undeniable. Trump built a global brand that became known all over the world. This is the story of ambition, confidence, and the mindset of someone who refused to think small. Donald Trump was born in New York in 1946. His father was a successful real estate developer who built housing projects for middle-class families. From a young age, Trump was exposed to the world of construction, deals, and property development. But Trump didn't want to simply continue his father's business. He wanted something much bigger. He wanted skyscrapers. He wanted luxury. He wanted the spotlight. While many young people were trying to figure out their future, Trump already believed something extraordinary about himself. He believed he was meant for greatness. That belief would become the foundation of everything he built later in life. In the early 1970s, Trump officially joined his father's company. Most people expected him to stay focused on small residential housing projects. But Trump had a different vision. He looked at Manhattan, one of the most competitive real estate markets in the world, and saw opportunity. Many developers were afraid to invest there, but Trump was not afraid. He believed that big risks lead to big rewards. One of his earliest major deals was renovating the Commodore Hotel in Manhattan, transforming it into the Grand Hyatt Hotel. At the time, many experts believed the project was too risky, but Trump pushed forward with confidence. When the project succeeded, it instantly established him as a serious real estate developer in New York City. And that was just the beginning. During the 1980s, Trump began building what would become one of the most famous personal brands in business. His name started appearing everywhere: luxury buildings, hotels, casinos, golf courses, and the most iconic of them all, Trump Tower in New York. Trump Tower wasn't just a building, it was a statement, a golden skyscraper that symbolized wealth, power, and luxury. Trump understood something many entrepreneurs never realize. In business, percentages of his life. His casinos, and for most people, that level of financial pressure would have been the end. But Trump refused to quit. Instead of walking away, he negotiated with banks.
The star of the reality television show, The Apprentice. The show quickly became a massive success. Millions of viewers watched every week as Trump judged contestants competing for a job. And one phrase from the show became legendary: "You're fired." The show made Trump even more famous. His brand became stronger than ever. Absolute belief in himself. In interviews, speeches, and business deals, Trump constantly emphasized the importance of thinking big. He once said something that perfectly summarizes his mindset. If you're going to be thinking anyway, you might as iconic ones. Instead of staying local, he built a global brand. Thinking big became his greatest advantage. In 2015, Trump made a shocking announcement. He decided to run for president of the United States. Many political experts laughed at the idea. They said he had no chance. They said it was impossible. But Trump had spent his entire life doing things people thought were impossible. And in 2016, something extraordinary happened. Against all predictions, he won the election and became the President of the United States. It was one of the most surprising political victories in modern history. Powerful lessons appear. First, confidence matters. Trump never allowed criticism to stop him from pursuing his ambitions. Second, branding is powerful. He understood that a strong personal brand can open doors that money alone cannot. Third, resilience is everything. Even after billions in debt and public criticism, he rebuilt his empire. Many people dream of success, but few are willing to face the failures and risks required to achieve it. Trump's story shows that setbacks are not the end. They are often just part of the journey. Love him or hate him, small, they fear failure. But history is written by those who dare to think bigger than everyone else. And that is the mindset that builds empires. One of the biggest lessons from Donald Trump's life is the power of thinking big. Most people spend their entire lives thinking small. They look for safe opportunities, small goals, and predictable outcomes. But Trump believed in something completely different. He believed that if you're going to take risks in life, you might as well take big risks. Why? Because the effort required to build something small is often the same effort required to build can multiply opportunities. People don't just buy products. They buy status, confidence, and identity. And Trump turned his name into a symbol of luxury and ambition. For entrepreneurs, he often emphasized confidence, preparation, and the willingness to walk away from a bad deal. In fact, one of his most famous books was The Art of the Deal. In that book, he explained many of his principles about business and success. One of his key ideas was simple: always think big, and always aim higher than what others expect. This business, it is a story about mindset, a mindset that refuses to think small, a mindset that keeps pushing forward despite criticism, and a mindset that believes the impossible